Hey guys, welcome back to the complete beginner to advanced course of hacking. Before beginning the video, I want to ask a question. Will you answer? Okay. The question is that what is hacking according to you? Pause the video and answer to the question in the comment section. Now, let me answer. Hacking is a method of gaining access to a computer system or a network for offensive or defensive purposes. I know that most of you had thought that hacking is something that is used to gain others' Instagram account, hacking games, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, etc. If you are this kind, then I request you to stop the video and get out of here. It is hard, but let it be. If you are really passionate and had built a dream serving in cybersecurity, then you are heartily welcome. I will promise you that you will begin from scratch, but you will end up as an advanced in this series. But there is a condition that please you have to make notes of each video. It really helps you. At the beginning, you will not be able to remember the commands, but it is okay. It comes by practice, so don't worry. By this in saying, let's get into the topic. Today, we are going to learn the types of hackers and some terminologies of hacking. So, let's get started. There are many types of hackers, but the main types are black hat hacker who works in an illegal or offensive region, white hat hacker who work in an legal or defensive region, and grey hat hacker who works in both offensive and defensive region. There are also other type of hackers such as blue hat hacker who hacks an individual or business due to their personal revenge, red hat hackers who put a stop to a black hat hacker who is about to hack an organization or individual. Red hat hackers are a type of hackers who acts as a speed bump for a car moving in a speed. The speed bump is red hat hacker and the car moving with the speed is black hat hacker. Green hat hackers are the hackers who are just learning or beginner in the world of hacking. Indeed, congrats! You are a green hat hacker. No harm is formed by green hat hackers. Script kiddies or skiddy or skid is an unskilled individual who use the existing scripts and methods to exploit a system. Most of the script kiddies are unable to write their own script, but they are dangerous or can harm an organization or computer system or an individual. So, now let's learn some basic terminologies. Number 1. Hacktivist. As you can hear, hacktivist is made up of two words, hack and activism. The act of breaking into a computer network or hacking a network due to political or social purposes is called as hacktivism, and the person who performs this act of activism is called an hacktivist. I hope you guessed the word hacktivist. Number 2. Cyber terrorism. By hearing the word terrorism, many of you have understood the meaning. Cyber terrorism is the act of using the internet to conduct violent act that results in a loss of life in order to achieve political gains, and the person who performs this act is called as what? Yes, you are right. Cyber terrorist. Simple as it, right? Number 3. Vulnerability. Assume a mud pot. I hope you guys have seen the mud pot, right? Assume that the mud pot has a crack on one side. Then there is a chance that if you store something or if you put water in that mud pot, then probability of spilling of the water stored in the mud pot is high. Same as the crack in the mud pot, A vulnerability is the weakness or error in the code of the computer system which can lead to the exploitation of whole system. Now, that crack in the mud pot is a vulnerability. Okay? Number 4. Exploit. Assume that the same mud pot, if we hit the crack with our hand, then obviously the pot will break. Here, our hand is our exploit. An exploit is a software or a data or a sequence of data which takes the advantage of the vulnerability and exploits the system to expose to a threat. Number 5. 0 day. 0 day is a term which represents the new vulnerability discovered that can be used by the hackers to attack the systems. The 0 day is named to the developer or for the developer who have just learned about the vulnerability and have only 0 days or no days left to fix that vulnerability. It means that the developers has no days left to fix that vulnerability. If the vulnerability is left as it is, then there might be a chance that hackers might use their skills and exploit the computers or the organization using that software or website or something else. Number 6. 0 day vulnerability. 0 day vulnerability is a vulnerability which is closed but not yet patched. An exploit that exploit this vulnerability is called a 0 day exploit. If a 0 day vulnerability is found and if that 0 day has not been patched by the developer, he knows the vulnerability but he has not patched it, and if an attack occurred due to that 0 day vulnerability, then the exploit used to exploit that 0 day vulnerability is called as 0 day exploit. Number 7. Phishing. Phishing is a type of social networking attack in which the attacker pretends to be a nice guy or trustworthy guy in order to get some sensitive information such as passwords from some authorized users or from employees or from the administrators, etc. Now, the most important thing, the spelling of the phishing. Can you guys tell it? Spelling is Phishing. It starts from P, not from F. Number 8. Remote access. Remote access is the ability of an unauthorized or authorized or a hacker to access a computer or a network system from a far distance through internet without any physical contact. The unauthorized person can also be called as a hacker. Number 9. Payload. Payload is a malicious data which exploits the computer. It might be the software or a script. And at the last, number 10. Brute force attack. I hope you guys have heard the brute force attack. Assume that you have got the phone of your friend and it is pin protected. When you get it, you try to open that pin by some random pins, right? That act is called brute forcing. But in technical terms, we use some scripts or software to do it automatically. Now, let us understand what is brute force attack. Brute force attack is a cryptographic attack in which the attacker submits many passwords or passphrases with the hope of eventually guessing the correct one. It might be PIN, passwords, passphrases, anything. I hope you have seen this attack in movies in which it shows access granted or sometimes access denied. Pardon. I have a question to ask. Will you answer? Yes? Okay. Please be honest, huh? Did you make a note of all the terminologies in your own words? If yes, great. If no, you can stop watching my video. Or, as an apology, write all the terminologies which have been explained in the video in your own words in a book. Okay, will you apologize? Great. I hope you will be honest and are serious about your future. If you want to learn more about hacking, then like the video and subscribe the channel. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay tuned.